Join Uncle Will of That's My Word podcast every Fridays at 6 p.m. with his weekly summary, Let Me Talk. Trust me, it's not your average weekly podcast show. Hello everyone, how you guys doing? It is your boy again, Uncle Will of That's My Word podcast. Now this right here is a spinoff called Let Me Talk. You know, for so long, I had Latay sitting next to me. And, you know, for some reason, as a woman, she kind of tried to, stifle me a little bit. But we're not doing that here. Let me talk. But we still got the boy here, C. The Right. Introduce yourself again.
Top of the day to you. I'm C. Wright. Pleased to meet you.
Yes, and you would think he's from, Great Britain. Top of the day, cheerio, all that other stuff, right? No, But check it out. At the top of the year, I just want to put a disclaimer out. At the top of the year, though, we will be dropping, or shall I say relaunching, That's My Word podcast.
Yes, indeed.
And we're looking forward to it. We're going to be behind the scenes getting things going. So just want you to know, top of the year, be looking out for it. That's My Word podcast. But right now, let's deal with Let Me Talk. Now, I know it may seem a little odd here. Like, we got somebody else sitting over here on the side. And it's not a female. It's not Latay. Well,
who's Latay?
Stop that.
I just want to know.
She's a beautiful addition to the show. She's just having little mental issues right now. No, this flair. Sorry, Latay. We love you. But anyway, so.
That's good.
Mr. Kevin Strong, introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah, my name's Kevin Strong.
Come on, man.
Come on, don't be shy.
My name is Kevin Strong. I'm here to just give my opinion on what some of the issues we're going to be talking about today. Hopefully we can give you some knowledge on the elections and how to vote and different issues that we're going to be discussing.
Now he did touch up on the election. So next week, the election is November 3rd. Mm-hmm. And I assume everyone sitting at this table is voting. If not, have already voted.
Already voted.
You already voted?
Already voted. Cool.
What about yourself, C. Right?
No, I will be voting. No.
Okay. I will be voting too next week. But that's interesting. Let me start this off. So you voted already.
Already.
Did you do it by mail or did you go in to vote early?
I dropped mine off at the clerk's office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way. That's where everybody should be. I mean, mail. I worked for the post office for 35 years.
Okay.
When they tell you that it's going to take them 5 days to get something in Michigan to one place to another.
Right.
When I was working, it took 1 day.
Exactly.
So if it's taking 5 days, then that means somebody doing something wrong. Somebody is rigging the system because they don't. In Michigan, it always has been. If you mail it here in Michigan today, it's there tomorrow. If you mail it here in Michigan to Ohio, it's there in 2 days.
Right.
On the West Coast, 3 days.
Yeah.
That's the longest it took.
Now I can concur because I worked for the post office myself for about 10 years, and as a letter carrier, I used to always tell my customers. They say, "So, hey, when would this get?" If the same state in Michigan, next day. If you do, especially if you do it about 1 o'clock, right? Yeah. Like you said, Ohio, Indiana, you're looking at probably about 2 days. West Coast, about three days, 4 days the max. So the question is that you didn't have faith in a system that you worked for 30-something years. Why not?
Because they made some changes.
But what changes though?
Whenever they tell you that they process the mail and they take the machines out, that's not how you process mail faster. Mm-hmm. If you want to process mail faster, you keep the machines in, especially the lightning machines that they had. They taking some of those newer machines out, and so that's going to slow the mail down. But I will say this: postal workers can move that mail.
Yes,
it's not going to be about whether or not the postal workers can move the mail. It's going to be whether or not they holding it or not.
Okay. He it seems to me, see, that he's kind of like.
Why are you holding back?
Huh?
I mean, over the table, get it out.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
What are you really trying to say?
Well, they're going to hold them. They're holding them.
Exactly.
The Postmaster General.
Okay, there you go.
Has dropped it down on the tape.
Okay.
That this mail is going to be delayed. That's just how it works.
Are you saying locally or are you saying nationally?
Well, it starts nationally, and everything comes from the national.
Right.
And once that plant manager or that district manager says this is where it's going to be, that's where it's going to be. And so if you see mail that's being slowed down to 5 days in Michigan, if you mail it in Michigan, it's going to take you 5 days to get to another destination in Michigan. That's a directive.
Now, if it's a directive, shouldn't something else be put in place then?
Well, of course, it should be put in place. But
So
who's going to put it in place?
What I'm saying is is there something in writing to verify that this actually took place?
Yeah, you can if you get a hold of the records, because see every piece of mail that you have it comes in the system. Everything is automated. You can tell when a piece of mail comes to a destination. It can track your mail.
Right.
Like they can tell you where your mail is. It's the same way it is with regular mail. It may not be that particular envelope, but that particular batch of mail is going to be at this destination, and that's where they can track it. But the challenge is going to be is getting access to that kind of information.
Right.
See, that's the challenge. So that's why he put people in there that's on his team.
He.
Who
is he? I mean, we're using pronouns. Who is he? I'm
a
he, you a he,
okay.
but it wasn't us.
Well, we know we're talking about Trump.
Okay.
Oh,
Trump,
okay.
I mean, the thing is,
Okay, I just want clarification.
We just want everyone to know
Yeah.
what he's talking about. There's no need to
when
be around the bush.
Trump put somebody in there that's going. The reason why he put people in the post office like that, because they control. I mean, this is like puppet master.
Okay.
This postal service like the puppet master. If they say go, you go. If they say don't go, you don't go. They say sit them trucks in the yard, they're gonna sit in the yard. That's just how it works. You know, so they know how to delay the mail, just like we know how to move the mail.
Right.
If it gets in our hands, it's gonna move.
There you go.
Whenever we had a manager come and say we need to get this mail out of here, within a matter of 2 days, that station's clean.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying?
And they did that with overtime too.
Yeah,
They didn't mind giving. Hey, we gotta do overtime.
Man, one time I carried 2 routes in the same day, set them both up, and delivered them the same day by 3:30.
Damn.
So it's not it wasn't about now back in when I was in my 20s, in my early 20s, like 25, 26 years old. But I set them both up, carried them both, and they paid me $12 for that first day, and $12 for the next day. And I had to carry nothing, just my route, so I can get my 8 hours in for overtime for carrying both routes. So it's not about carriers can move mail as fast as they want to move it or as slow as they want to move it, and so the post office can slow it down as much as they want to slow it down as well.
Let me ask you this, in relation to as far as the mail carrier system itself, would you say this election itself then is actually beneficiary to the post office itself in general to keep it going?
I don't think it's beneficial to keep it going because whenever you put a bad light on an industry or any industry, it's gonna set it back.
Well, I'm looking in the aspects as far as financial wise, because a lot of people are doing the mail-in now. Okay, I'm talking about over 5 million people. Just a figure, just throwing out there roughly. Now, financially, doesn't that
benefit? Yeah, if you're talking about mail volume.
Yeah,
mail volume.
So financially, it's actually helping.
That would help. That would help with people. If people do their ballots through the mail. That would help financially.
Right.
Because we don't get a lot. They don't have a lot of first class mail going through the post office right now.
Right. Now, rumor has it they've been facing a lot of financial hardship. The post office. So this election itself is actually benefiting it, though.
Well, it's benefiting them, but really the post office don't have any hardship.
That's what I'm saying. Because you saying that it's benefiting them, that the delay is
revenue
in place because of increasing the volume.
Yeah, increasing the volume increases the revenue.
But that's not the agenda of the Postmaster General. He's not thinking of it like that.
I'm not. I'm just going into a different direction with that. I'm just asking because of the influx with the mail and everything else. It's actually benefiting the post office overall.
But that's like a seasonal job. A seasonal job only lasts one season.
Right. I'm just saying at the current time, though.
So it will help for that season.
Right.
But overall, the post office, the problem with the post office is not mail volume. Is that the federal government requires them to pay them $5 billion every year of their own revenues to put into the healthcare program. So, and they want the post office to pay in advance. They want them to pay in advance for their retirement plans, and so they have to give them $5 billion every year. Well, that's $5 billion out of your revenue every year that you have to give up front.
But and also, Kevin, let's also put this out there too. The United States Postal Service isn't governed by the federal government. Am I correct?
It's not governed by the. It's really a separate entity.
It's privately owned, isn't it?
No, not privately owned. It's a part of the federal government, but it's a separate. It's like the Marine Corps and the Navy. The Navy is the Navy, but the Marine Corps is the Department of the Navy. You see what I'm saying? So the post office is just a department of the federal government, but they're governed by different rules and regulations.
So it's regulated though by the government.
It's regulated by the government, yeah.
And
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not gonna delve into that.
Well,
I got
well, the thing is the whole point of touching up on this, like you said, you got over 30 some years of experience to talk about how this affects this 2020 election. A lot of it has been blatant. And we know that a person was, like you said, puppet master style, put in place to hinder the process. So I guess the next question would be then is, how is it affecting, let's say, us as a people then? You know what I'm saying? How is this 2020 election? Because 2016, our current president, Trump, was elected and voted in. Have you seen anything that has benefited the community or anyone that you know within the community? And I ask you the same question too, because I know you have a interesting look on things. But since we started with you, let's start with you.
What? Specify your question with me.
When I say okay,
because for some reason I'm just getting the feeling.
You just get the feeling what?
That this is a loaded question with me in particular.
No.
But go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, we know that you were originally born in
Windsor, Canada.
Yes. Okay. But you are a citizen of the United States
yes.
of America. Now, what I'm asking you as a citizen, have you seen what's the pros and cons of your current president as far as the benefits?
Well, it depends on how you say pros and cons. Okay. Cons is automatically you got two political parties going against each other. Okay. You have people stoking the fire on both ends. Okay. Depending on what side you're on, a lot of people like to point the fingers at the other. I look at both parties. Okay. Benefit-wise, what Trump, he likes to hold very much and wave it as a flag or a light in the dark as far as people's 401ks. Okay. Have they gone up? Yes, they have. Okay. Benefit-wise, as far as, we'll say, historical black colleges and what he said as far as the funding, and let alone as far as not really putting a annual, we'll say, renewal. Okay, making it 10. Yes, he has done that. Okay. Sentencing guidelines, so much as far as federal for review, he's done that. Certain things have come up, and because of that, you're going to get resistance. You're going to get a continuous resistance on that aspect. More positive-wise in regards to certain things that he has done, he's a businessman. I respect a businessman. I don't respect politicians, okay? And when I say politicians, I'm not speaking about in general. I just had some bad experiences dealing with particular politicians with political promises,
right?
Okay? His aspect is, I don't care who you are, I'm going to work with you to get the job done. It doesn't matter your belief system, let's just get it done. And this is the deal. We're going to make it that way. Whereas I've been finding out more things dealing with certain bills that's come across that he may propose a certain bill. And then next thing you know, there's other things. As I was challenged recently online, there's no such thing as a clean bill. In other words, say like you're trying to get more federal funding for the schools. Well, then you're going to have an opposing party. Well, guess what? You want federal funding, but we're going to also throw this into the bill.
They're going to put pork in there.
Yeah, they're porking it. And the problem is, the systemic problem I see is the media is not openly publishing what's all in these bills.
Okay.
So it leaves two opposing parties going at it with each other. And my thing is, whether person you like them or you don't like them, okay? If they're doing good, recognize that. But don't systemically point out the bad things, because all you're doing is stoking the fire with that.
You think it's good that a businessman is president?
Do I think it is?
Yeah.
At the turn of our economy and what we've been doing and what we've been dealing with, whereas we'll say the last president that we did had, when he had openly said, well, the jobs are gone. We're going to have to reinvent the jobs. They're gone. Just forget it. He didn't say forget it. Excuse me. He said something else behind that. But he said basically they're gone. Okay. The same jobs that we had lost had came back, or they did come back. That's a fact. Okay. The ones that was overseas, the tariffs that came into place, he put in place, he's strong in arm. He did the business aspect. Okay. Other countries, they don't like that. They're like, oh, no. But in return, we did get that stuff back.
No, you say the jobs came back, right?
Yes.
So in the last year, the last few years of Obama's administration, they say the last 2 years of his administration, they had created more jobs than the entire time of this administration being in office now.
I would like you to do a fact check on that.
Fact it.
Okay, because if you do a fact check on that, you're gonna find out as far as what, and that's a lot of times people don't realize. Okay, whenever there's a drop in the economy, okay, except for the Great Depression, within 3 to 4 years, the economy will rebound. Okay, so one can sit there and say, well, because of the Obama administration, okay, set it up for it to rebound. I don't care what administration set it up. Even like right now, we're dealing with the COVID-19, the economy's down and everything else because of everything. Well, guess what? Whatever president or person comes in office, it's going to rebound within the next 3 or 4 years. It's just a fact.
Okay.
It just happens.
But now I also want to touch upon this thing where you saying a businessman came into office. Every job has a requirement, right? Whether it's an age, high school, GED, whatever. Every job has a requirement.
Yes.
Okay. So, is it fair to say, because to me that's just a bunch of BS. To me, what you're saying about, because he's a businessman.
It's
That's
BS?
that's just BS.
Okay.
Because the thing is, again, I'm going to go back on the requirement. You have a person that's running for the position of the head of the United States, right? Typically, we all pay taxes, correct? You got someone that's running this country that has the ability to put your daughter or your son in harm's way, tell them to go to Afghanistan, go over here, and haven't paid not one penny for any type of weapons, any type of training, anything, because he has purposely over the past about 10 years haven't paid taxes. How can you be the president of the United States?
Yeah.
Okay, how can you lead this free world? I'm just saying.
I knew this was a setup. This is
No,
good.
no,
This is good.
I'm
This
just
is good.
saying,
This is
how
good.
can
Let's
you
have fun.
lead- I mean, think about it though. How can you lead a free world? You can tell me what to do. You can tell me to put my life on the line. Number one, you're a
Pay my
draft
taxes.
dodger. Okay, you did your damnness to avoid going to the military, and then because of these so-called loopholes, you ain't paid no taxes. You ain't put nothing toward the federal government. You ain't put nothing toward state taxes. You ain't done nothing, but you have the right to stand up and tell a POW, you know how you press me? You're not a hero. Because if you're a hero, you wouldn't have got caught.
Or you'll lose on a sucker.
I mean, come
Well,
on.
you know, in all fairness, I understand you're exacerbating as far as what you're saying right now. Okay, you're doing a run-on. So now I'm gonna have a moment to speak on the issue because I figured this was a little bit of an ambush
Hey,
on that.
I ain't
No,
saying
no,
it's
no,
an
no,
ambush,
no. But this
but
is
no.
what I like. Okay, this is what I like. First of all, when you say as far as draft dodge and all that other stuff, okay, did he do it draft dodge and did he label him as that? People can label however. Okay, do I support him on that issue? No, I don't. Okay, when you sit there as far as his federal taxes or state taxes, I really don't know of it. We only know what the.
Why you don't know, though?
Wait, hold on.
Because he won't show it.
No, hold on. So you don't know either. Yes or no? Do you know yes or no?
I know
Now-
based
on what the media- what the media-
not just the media,
Of what?
but the so-called politicians
Oh.
that in Washington.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Who's telling you in part?
Well, he just said he just admitted he only paid $750.
Well, no.
For 2 years.
Well, here's the killer part
did
is.
admit that.
Well, the thing is,
And that's it,
and that's
for
the
2 years.
But hold on. The thing is, the problem is people don't look at all of it. And my thing is,
What
I
is
try
all of it, Charles?
all of it.
Because if I don't pay my taxes for 2
Okay.
years, IRS gonna try to audit
and
the
you know
hell
what?
out
Let
of
me
me.
just say this one thing. He said, now this is what he said. He said, I don't pay taxes because I'm smart. Now he said this out of his own mouth
You know what? I'm
in
not.
an interview.
But the thing,
the thing. No, let me finish.
Go ahead.
So when a person has the propensity to say things like that, you know pretty much that's who they are. If you don't, because you don't say things publicly, that's going to eviscerate yourself. You know, and by saying, the reason I don't pay taxes is because I'm smart. So he's telling you already that I don't pay taxes.
Right.
So we don't have to get any proofs of it because he's already said this out of his own mouth.
I mean, yeah, he pretty much put it out there.
What I'm saying is,
Go ahead.
I rather not comment on that because I don't know the extent of it, and that's why a lot of politicians are calling.
do you know he said that, though?
Yes.
So
I'm not
do you
disputing
know
that.
that should be
enough?
Can I finish?
But that should be
No,
enough
okay,
to make
that
your
should be
decision.
enough to you. To you, I've been through a lot in my life where I'd rather get all of the stuff. Okay, because recently I dealt with something where I got information from somebody. It was incorrect information, and
Charles,
I thought.
let me ask you one question. When a person tells you, I don't pay taxes because I'm smart, what else do you need to know?
What I'm saying to you,
I'm just
okay?
asking.
No, what else I need to know is I need to see the tax return, and that's what they're demanding for. That's why these, again, well, you can laugh if you like. Okay, now I'm going to respond to the other part of the question dealing with dealing with the military and the draft dodge and all that other stuff. As far as funding the military, you avoided that issue. No, you know, because you went into effect him being a draft dodge. In other words, you stick into a particular narrative. Understand, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Biden supporter. I'm a God supporter. I support God. Yeah. I'm not going to choose between two evils on that. Yeah. But I'm going to put it what it's out there instead of a certain narrative on what you did. Mm-hmm. Okay? So what you did is you meticulously went in an aspect about the draft dodger, but yet you failed to say how much he's been funding the military. You have also failed to mention as far as what he has done in regards to the war on ISIS. You have also failed to mention about pulling troops home. Okay, instead of going, you failed to also mention
that started with Obama.
No. Started. It's all about starting and also complete and doing something fairly. No. You can say start.
Okay. Now when he says he funded the military. Okay, every president does that. So hold on. So
no. You say hold on, but that's not true. Hold on. Hold on. When you say every president, okay, they may fund it, but also about defunding and cutting back. You guys are not, and that's the thing is, and that's why I didn't want to go into this, because you guys are limited on your knowledge with this, and it's sad.
Charles, it's sad. Limited on we don't when a president cuts back on the military, it's because we don't need all those weapons. They all around the world they had a de-escalation of arms. So everybody was cutting back on. Let me finish, y'all. Everybody was cutting back on the arms, but when you talk about it's okay to fund the military.
It's okay to fund the military?
It's great to fund the military. I'm a veteran.
Okay, but you say...
I'm a veteran. So I'm saying it's great to fund the military, but then you come back and say they're losers and suckers, and why would you get into the military, a POW, you're not a hero because you got caught. Now you just...
That's what the problem
now you just taking... Hold on, let me finish.
That's what the problem comes in.
Well, now you've taken away from what you've given. You giving money is not everything, because there's a thing called morale. And that you got to have for the military. When you go into war, I don't need money. I need the substances to fight with, but I also need my morale. And when I know that the commander in chief thinks I'm a sucker and a loser, that doesn't help my morale.
And you got the right to put my life.
When it's all reported that the commander in chief called a POW, I don't like him because he got caught. For all the other people that get caught, come on, man.
Okay, understand. Our communication is a two-way conversation.
Okay.
Okay, and I notice both of you keep on. You guys keep cutting me off. No.
When you talk, I'll be listening to you.
No, you listen to me, but you also cut me off. Okay, but like I said, if you guys want to double team me, guess what? I dealt with a room full of men. I will deal with it here and now. No, it's okay. But no, I'm gonna say this again.
Let me say
I agree with you.
Let me clarify.
Let me say this.
Go ahead.
I agree with you as far as what he has spoken is wrong. I'm not saying otherwise. Yeah. I'm not saying otherwise. But understand this, is when you say funding's okay, it's very detrimental to the United States to maintain that military funding. Society does not know or begin to understand or rationale to be able to live, to be able to watch your Chicago Bears or whatever sport and not feel threatened or be aware.
I served in the military, I know.
Okay, or be aware the systemic threat is a constant thing here on the United States. It's a beautiful thing. But when you start cutting back and you start favoritism, okay, with certain other countries, and you cut back your military, you're leaving the population at a great threat. And that is a fact. Okay? Because there is here we go. See? I sat back and went, what? No.
Charles,
let him finish. Kevin, have your say.
Charles, you can't expect us to let you go on and on.
No. Kevin, after this, why don't we time it and we'll see who have more time, okay?
You're saying things that require response. And so when you say that these things are, the military is when you cut back, cutting back from what? It's all relative. If you already had an arms buildup that was pretty massive, and you cut back from that, that's not a cutback. That's just you coming back down to what's normal. See, that's where you're missing it at.
No, Kevin, you're totally missing it.
Okay,
because
go
there
ahead.
is no such thing as with this society.
We had a massive arm build up.
Again, with this society and with this world ever changing, there is no normal. Okay? And that's why I don't like going this conversation with people who are limited as far as certain information they're not privy to. I don't want to go into that.
Okay,
and
we're
that's the
gonna
thing,
talk about-
it's
let's
not
talk-
a normal
Okay.
level.
Okay,
Let's
then.
talk about something else then.
Okay, then. Okay, so, but before we move on to this, though, I understand that. I guess what is trying to be said is this: is that he's the president of the United States. Okay,
Lead by example.
okay, that's the key thing.
Yeah.
How can you lead effectively? When I want to go back on the morale part.
That's everything.
Every soldier wants to know that his or her leader, that if I'm shooting this way, I don't have to turn behind and say, hey, pick that rifle up and you shoot that way. I should already know that that person behind me got my back. And that's the same thing with your leader. You want to know that he or she has your back, whether it's directly or indirectly.
Have you ever played sports, Charles?
Oh, yes.
You play sports, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
That team, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that team thing. And you know that when that team has morale, they usually go out there and they do it up. You know, when I played basketball, we had high morale, our performance was higher. When we had low morale, and if our leader is speaking making derogatory statements about us, who do we know he's talking about when he said that? Who's the loser? Who's the sucker? Which one's the losers? Which one's the suckers? It's a bad statement, regardless if it comes from any leader. Because first of all, in my estimate, you say you're a God man, right? So,
Absolutely.
So there's no such thing as a loser. There's only winners and quitters. See, losers. Look, you can't be a loser. Is only a winner who quit. Nobody's born a loser. When you were born in your mama's womb, all that sperm came out of your father, went to her egg. All those eggs, up to 200 to 600 million sperm, was going to that egg. Only one made it. That person won. That person was a winner coming in here. So they don't know nothing about losing. So to call somebody a loser, first of all, you're uneducated. That's the first thing I understand them to be. Secondly, when you call somebody a loser, you're ignorant. You know, because nobody talks that way about other men in public.
Okay, here's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that I'm seeing this. And I hear it all the time with the media.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I'm hearing it right here and now with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay? You guys get fixated on a negative thing, which you did say, and I'm not disputing it. It's a wrong thing. But the problem is, as long as we continue as a society to become fixated and not look at the positives and try to push and correct the negative things, then we're going to keep on. Emotionally, you're breathing hard now. Okay, your eyes are looking tight right now. Pertaining, no, I'm just saying. No, you say no. I'm going by what I'm seeing. What I'm saying to you is, as a society, for us to feed into that, and what he did was wrong. I'm not disputing that for a second. As a leader, yes, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Lead by example. Okay,
Exactly.
but the point I'm trying to say is, correct it or try to correct it without emotion behind it, because now we have everybody.
November the 3rd.
November 3rd.
Well, and I'm not disputing
That's
that.
the day to
Okay,
correct
it.
but you know what? And I'm not disputing that. But the thing
How
I'm
we gonna
saying
correct
is, as a society,
Yeah.
I've never, well, when I was younger in the 70s, but I'm just saying, society today,
We're gonna correct this.
society today is inflamed. Okay? And that's why I say, even dealing with people in general, I may deal with a lot of negativity from people, but I always look and optimistic for the good side.
Emotion is a part of life.
You need to control it.
You need emotions to be successful.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
that's
otherwise.
That's why
You need to control it, though.
That's why you see black people right now voting in massive numbers. You know why? Because he's touched their emotions. He did some. These people would
Do me a favor.
These people would crawl through glass.
Do me a favor.
These
when we
people would
speak.
crawl through.
Well, do me a favor then. Okay. When you
Trump has inflamed these people to the
Okay.
point where they would crawl through glass.
Okay,
to vote.
Keep in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, keep in mind. Some black people. Okay.
Majority.
Okay. We don't know until it all comes out.
Majority.
Okay, no. We won't know until the end of this election.
Yeah, majority
Okay.
of them.
And that's the thing is, I don't go into the narratives. And I notice both of you guys are feeding into certain narratives. I don't want confrontation.
Oh,
But-
no.
But
This right here is just a table talk.
No,
Me and we
because
just talking
because
about
again,
our beliefs
again,
on this thing.
I try not to, even online where I have people who are Trump supporters attack me because some of my views I say, and at other times I have Biden supporters attack me because of certain things. My thing is I recognize the bad with people, and I look at the good things too. We have to take into account for both of them. And of course, he's the president. He has to be accountable for his actions.
That's what I
I'm
love
not
about
saying
you,
otherwise.
See,
You're very neutral. You're extremely neutral.
And I try
Yeah.
to maintain.
What we've been talking about here is leadership. And so leadership is everything when you talk about a commander in chief. That's the term itself. It speaks to leadership. So you can't be a great leader or even a good leader or even a marginal leader using those type of phrases. You're not a leader at all. Period. That's to me, I would not follow anybody.
Kevin,
Hold on.
I agree with you.
I don't follow people that talk about
I
it.
agree with you.
Yeah. There we go.
I agree with you.
And to pivot up on that in regards to the leadership, what do you guys feel, since I posed the
Drink
question
that water,
first,
Kevin. Drink good.
I'm going to pose the question to Kev.
I'm gonna keep my throat lubricated.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, let's go.
Go ahead.
What do you think is the state of the black vote? And the
Oh yes, please, Kevin.
importance of it?
Kevin's speaking for
The state-
every black man, and woman, and child. Go ahead.
No,
I want to hear
this is
this.
Kevin putting his opinion out, and I'm putting my opinion out,
okay,
just like
good.
you putting your opinion out.
Go ahead.
What do you feel
I feel
is the state of the black vote?
To me, right
Yes.
now, the black vote is probably one of the most important voting blocks in America right now because we really tilt the election to the left or to the right, but we don't understand that. So now, going forward,
Now everybody loves it, song.
we hope to
Now everybody loves it, song.
we hope to put people, give knowledge into people so they can know that the power that you possess. Because the same hands that pick cotton for our ancestors, those hands now are going to pick presidents. Because see, we're the difference makers. The reason why black men are not voting because they've been disenfranchised, they've been misinformed. Like I told you, I had a nephew 40 years old. First time he ever voted.
This year.
First time. The only reason he voted is because I had to go pull him up out the gutters to say, man, he works. He got 2 jobs.
Now, that's where I get an attitude about, because why do you have to go force a 40-something-year-old man to go vote? I mean, what is the problem? What made him not vote out of all these, let's say, 25 years that he was eligible to vote?
Well, they call racism systemic. Racism is not systemic. It's institutionalized. See, racism is just as much an institution as we have the presidency, the Congress, or any other institution we have in America, because it's been put into the fabric of the country that white people, they understand white privilege. They understand I have a privilege just being white. That even to the point that they have Latino Americans come in that are of a fairer skin. They call them white now, and they vote in that same way because they understand the privileges that come along with white privilege. So this started for me. I grew up in the 70s. I grew up in the 60s and 70s. Black men were not as many there were not as many felons as they are now. So when Ronald Reagan when this first started out in the 1980s, when Ronald Reagan put the war on drugs, to tell you why black men are where they are today. When he started the war on drugs, he gave each city a mandate for every person that you catch dealing drugs, we're gonna give you $133 extra for every person. So now they start gathering up all these brothers, put them in prison, getting felons on weed possessions, weed distribution, things of that nature. So now we got a whole block of people in prison who are African American or people of color. 85% of the people that's in prison is a person of color.
So you're saying brothers that would just are good for selling drugs. That's all you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that this is what's happened. This is how they got these young men to this day, how they got them to the point where they believe that there's no reason for them to vote. So now you got a guy we got 85% of our population in prison, when we only 13% of the population in the country. and we in massive numbers. So when they coming back home, they come back with felonies. They can't get jobs. They can't get training because they can't get Pell Grants. They can't even vote. So now you're building a whole segment of men, who can't employ themselves. So what happens? The females begin to get employed because they're the only ones that's employable.
I think
So now hold on. That from Reagan on down. Then we went to Willie Horton, the Willie Horton commercial with George H.W. Bush, when he had the revolving Willie Horton commercial. Now he said all black men. This is the image they put out there, that all black men going in and out of prison. So now you have a hard time getting a black man to have a good self-esteem about himself because they keep on pushing this thing on them that they don't have, and then pulling back funding to train them.
I think you need to go a little bit deeper than what you actually described. You just scratched a basic.
But I'd talk longer to do that.
No, because it goes back to the origin of what you said in regards to the 70s.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I would say you're partly correct on that. But if you want to go into that deeper, you got to look at as far as what was going on in the 70s. What was the main industries at the time was auto industries. Right. Okay, jobs were not available for the black man as average, as they say. The hiring practices were, even though we deal with the 1964 Civil Rights Act, things had changed, were supposed to have changed, they didn't fully change. Okay?
In the factory, they had 70% of the people that working in the factory were African American.
And that's what I'm saying.
Coming from the South.
So,
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, since you brought that up, let you come from the South. A black man from the South to come to the North, who's going to discriminate against you?
They don't know from North or South.
No. Because you're talking about a systemic problem that's still channeling over. I'm asking you to go a little bit deeper.
Now, keep in mind this. We talking about the voting.
We're getting to the voting. Okay, we're going to get to the voting. But when you talk about as far as coming from the South, who's going to discriminate against you?
The same people that's discriminating black people from the North. There's no difference.
My brother, I'm going to say this.
No difference.
No, it is a difference.
Just put it out there.
Okay. The difference is you're going to have blacks from the North discriminating those from the South.
That's
But
right.
they're not hiring people. Blacks are not hiring other blacks.
Hold on. But you know what? But you know what? They may not be hiring, but they're giving the word. You think we can trust him? You think? No. So you can say no, and that's why I say.
Where you going is blacks keeping each other down.
Exactly.
That's where you're trying to go.
So what I'm saying is the systemic problem, our worst enemy is ourselves. Okay? Because we as a people,
I can agree with you on that.
Okay, keep ourselves down throughout society because we're constantly trying to appease somebody else and look lower because of what's already been instilled in us. That's why at times when we can't even afford that decent house, we want to have that fancy car. Okay? Or we want to have this stuff. Now when it comes to voting, why should I vote for this person? Because nothing really has changed. So guess what? We're not talking
of you.
No, excuse, but let me finish. And again, I held my breath and almost passed out waiting for you. Okay? So what I'm saying to you is now, when you're talking about state representatives, we're talking about mayors. We're talking about senators who come around pulling that black vote every time because it's a necessity. That's one thing they know is us as a culture, we will vote. We will vote. Matter of fact, they'll even provide transportation for us. Okay? But the problem comes into play is empty promises.
But that's always.
Okay.
I mean,
But did you hear what you said? Okay, stop right there.
All the time.
Stop right there. You heard what he said.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And
that's why.
That's all the time.
And that's why that 40-year-old feels the way he feels because it's always that way.
I mean,
in other words, what really is going to? You say you just described it. You both did.
The thing is, though, I can say all day that that's how politics is. But that's not going to stop me from voting. I've been voting since I was 18.
Okay, I'm gonna say it to you like I've said to you plenty of times.
If you don't think it's going to help,
I'm gonna say it to you like I've said plenty of times. That's your thought process. Okay, you're not beginning to understand why they feel. In order for change to come, we have to be open and receptive.
So
and not,
what do we need to do?
And not. Okay, what do we need to do?
What do we, for example,
ahead.
Let's go here. Okay,
Go ahead.
We got Gen Z. We got the millennials out here that's getting ready to vote and everything. Okay. I checked out a fact check. They said that the black vote declined in record number in 2016 by 59%, right?
Yep.
After a record high of 66.6% in 2012.
Obama administration.
Now, was that because they only want to come out and vote because a black person is running for the major office, and then they say, well, hell, there's no reason for me to come on out here in 2016. I mean, hey, Hillary gonna get it anyway, or I really don't care for him or her, so I'm just not gonna vote. But now they getting ready to come out and vote. Why? Or I'm just saying, what is it that we need to do to keep it consistent? Because I talked to Kevin a bit, and we talked about how not just for the primary election, but we got to also think about it midterms too, because that affects us as well too. You talking about locally, you got John James running over here locally. That's another character. That's another subject. But I'm just saying, and I ain't trying to get you started up on him, but I'm just saying. So what?
No. Why? Well, why are you?
What is it?
No, you are implying. Hold on, I'll say it again. Do not imply things.
I'm not trying to imply.
No, because you did. Because you did early and you did it again.
I know how passionate you can get on a certain subject and a certain topic.
Here's the thing.
So I'm not trying to expand on that now. I'm just trying to right now get an idea of what can we do in 2020. You have a young man, 47 years of age. Let me pose the question. I just want to make sure you understand where I'm coming from. Okay, 2020. You talk about some shit that happened in 1970s. He talking about recent 70s. This is 2020. What can we do as of now to change the thought process of those who haven't voted? I mean, we still have to figure out how can we encourage those people who then came out from prison, because some of them are getting misinformation about they can't vote at all.
Well, you have the same way I did with my nephew. You got to sit them down and have to inform them.
But that's just one person you talk to.
That's what I'm saying. But that whole forum, podcast, word of mouth is really the best way to do it, because that's why each one has to reach one. Because if you don't sit down and talk to a person and explain to them why it's important for them to vote, they're not going to know. Because the reason why they're not voting is because they think it doesn't matter. So once you give them information on why it's important for you to vote, that this mayor, this circuit judge, this county executive, the governor, the legislature, these votes in the primary, these are really the elections that really affect your everyday life.
Okay, and I'm in total agreement. But the thing is, people are not looking at systemic change. And when I say systemic change, if you bring up example and be informative by saying this person could have been a mayor, could have been a senator, could have been a congressman or woman, okay? But because this person was in office, this is what that one person did, and then show the cause and effect, okay? That's why, to show that support for that particular politician, to get them in office, show by example a historical thing on previous individuals who could be currently still in office, whatever position, okay, on what, had they not been in office, this would not have changed, okay? But because, and this is how it benefits not just you, but society as a whole, okay? Yeah. Instead of rallying together saying, Democrats, Republicans, Democrats, and going at it, we are losing friendships, okay? We are losing families, okay? We are losing control of this population. When I say control, I'm talking about civil obedience. People have become, and what is happening with these riots that's going on, it's happening to a majority of what? Black-owned businesses. Okay, so I look at it as far as the cause and effect. That's why I remain neutral on that, because you can point out all day long, and let alone as far as certain things that was said even by Joe Biden in the past, okay, which to me is offensive. But I'm not going to sit there and bring them up, because all it does is spark hate.
But he's not saying that today. See, Trump
of course not. He running for president.
Trump was saying something in the 70s that he's still saying in the 2020s. So when you talk about racial, see, the reason why people are so passionate right now is because of the racial discord that's going on. It's the racial animus that's out here. The fueling. Look at we got militias walking around now. We never seen that before. This is the first time in our history as a country where we actually see militias walking around like they do now. Why is that?
Because
when
I'm not disputing that. Let me
finish. The problem with the reason why you say families are being separated and friendships are being broken is because when you support a racist, then you have a racist tendency. That's just what it is.
No. Okay, but hold on. That's a big problem what you just said right there. Okay, and that's the same thing Joe Biden had said. If you support him, you're not black.
No.
Okay? If you vote for him, you're not black. Whatever he said along that line. People should not do that. Okay? They may not go with that systemic belief, what you're saying.
If you vote for somebody who's exploiting racism, who's promoting racism, and then you vote to put them in office,
We got a show going on right
You're
now.
voting to put them in office to promote more racism.
Let me just ask you this, okay? When you
That's
say,
about,
okay,
what you just say.
Okay,
hold on,
you-
Charles. Hold on.
I
Just
agree.
one point.
Okay,
What you
go
just say? Cause and effect. You just said cause and effect. When you vote for somebody that's already exhibited that they're racist and show racial tendencies, and then you vote for them again, they're going to continue to do that. That's cause and effect.
okay, what did Miss Harris say about him then?
Who that?
Who that?
Miss
Yeah.
Miss who?
Miss Harris, what did she say?
Cameron?
Yeah, what she say about him?
Tell me, I don't
No,
know.
I'm talking about
I
what she
can't-
said. No, hold on. What
I
she
can't
said?
say-
Oh, I know you don't recall. I'm talking
I
about
can't
regards to
recall.
Joe Biden. What she say about Joe
Yeah, tell
Biden?
me.
About the busing and everything else?
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but see
I
what I'm
remember that.
saying
I
to you.
remember
Okay, but that was in the 90s.
You're missing what I'm saying. In other words, she's saying that's that same mindset.
She was saying that to win a primary. Well, I would.
What I'm trying to, I'm gonna ask you directly.
if Barack-
No, let me
if
ask you.
Barack Obama
Since you speaking
felt-
so,
hold on.
no, you
If
keep on
Barack-
saying, hold on.
if
You
Barack
keep on
Obama-
speaking
if
so
Barack
highly about
Obama-
racism.
if Barack
Okay,
Obama
let
felt
me
that
ask
way
you about
about Joe
racism.
Biden,
You
if
say
he
you
felt-
know about racism, right?
Oh, we feel it every day.
Okay, you feel it every. Hold on. You
Yeah.
feel it every day, right?
Yeah.
When was the last time somebody, real briefly, showed you racism or discrimination?
You see it when you walk
No,
around.
don't do that.
I'm sorry.
No,
You
that's
talking
a
directly?
Yeah, directly. When was the last time?
Last time I was in the grocery store. Yes.
What they do?
Just
Do he had that?
No, hold on. Don't stick up for him now. He doing good on his own. He don't need your help.
Shut up.
No, because the thing that really offends me,
Okay,
the thing that offends me is when people who speak about racism, okay, well, you can see it, you can feel it. No, I lived it, still living it, and breathe it. You didn't have no, you didn't have
You said
no.
I don't live racism.
What I'm
That's
saying
what
to
you
you, what I'm
We all
saying,
live it.
what I'm saying to you,
said. I got to tell you every incident of racism I've ever
what
had.
I'm saying to you is majority society did not have a grandfather that was a slave. Majority society did not have a dad when he moved into Jackson, Michigan. The day he moved into a house with his first wife, next day he looked outside the windows, houses went up for sale.
Okay.
You didn't have crosses burning your yard growing up, okay? You didn't have to have your mother fight to get you on the bus. Okay, for your first. I'm just saying for the first day of school. You didn't know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is no. What I'm saying. Okay, that's fine. But what I'm saying to you is those who have dealt with the stuff we see what is being stirred up here in society, and you guys need to be careful with it. You need to be careful with it.
You're saying that racism is because you saying these certain acts, but we have to walk to school. We have busing. I live far. I went to Burroughs High School. On Marcus and Grass on Van Dyke. Hold on. And I lived on Van Dyke and Van Dyke Grass. That's a long way to walk.
What does that have to do with racism?
So you said,
hold on. What does that have to do with racism?
You saying you were
Let's
bust.
bring it back.
No.
You
What has that to do with
you
being
said-
racism?
Because we didn't have the fundings that they had in the suburb.
Hold on, but what's the basis?
The suburban kids won't walk to school like that.
Okay, what is that? I'm asking you.
Because that's racism.
No. How do you know?
Because that's
Charles.
No. Don't do that. How do you know? How do you know?
What is racism?
How do you know?
What is racism?
How do you know?
I'm asking you a question. What is racism?
Racism is discriminating against somebody because.
No, that's discrimination. What is
Hold
racism?
on. Let me finish.
No, that's discrimination.
Let me
What
finish.
is racism?
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Racism is discriminate against another individual and also show with action. Okay, based off of their, guess what? Their national origin, color, and so forth.
That's
Okay.
discrimination.
No.
That's
I said
discrimination.
action. I
You
said
said- you
action.
said talking about action.
Hold on.
Let's-
I said
no,
action.
bring it back.
You don't even know racism
Fellas,
is.
Oh,
Come on,
I don't
come
know
on.
what racism
Look
is.
up-
Fellas.
look
I
up
had
the
crosses burned in my yard.
Look up the
Let's
definition.
Okay,
bring it
so
back.
come on.
Look up the definition.
We were the
You don't even know racism.
I don't know racism. We
No.
were the first biracial
This
family in
is
Belleville,
a-
Michigan. You
Okay.
talking about we don't know?
Okay, that's
Touching
you-
topic.
Oh,
You see.
come on.
Let's bring it back.
No,
He's
hold on,
bootleg.
hold on,
Let's bring it
hold
back.
on.
He's talking about
You
Let's bring it
experience-
back.
I go by facts. He's not going by facts.
You experience racism, but what is racism?
He's not going by facts.
Let's bring it
What
back.
is racism?
Because
You
You're
said-
going by the Webster Dictionary.
No, I'm going by
Come
what it
on.
is. I'm going by what it is.
What's your definition?
fellas.
The power to control a people.
Oh, come
That's
on.
what it is.
So hold on. So you're saying a person who's
Charles.
black can't be a racist?
No.
Oh my! Did you hear this? Did you hear it? I was waiting for that.
Charles.
You know what? You don't know what you're talking about, Kevin. I would take 2 sips if I was you, and call it in the morning. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Guess what?
No power.
Oh, go! You better. Really?
Black man, no power.
Oh man!
Now,
You don't know what you're talking about.
They can support a racist.
A black person cannot be a racist.
No, they can support
Whoa,
but they can't be
man!
racist.
Charles.
Hold on, is there something in that water? He must be drunk. I'm telling
They can
you.
support
Come on.
racist,
Hold up.
but they
Come
can't
on.
be racist.
Fellas,
I can't believe I heard
You can
this.
support
Let me
racist,
put this out
but you
here.
can't be one.
Oh, you can't be one?
No.
Then you know what?
Not a black person.
Then you know what? Then you're blind.
Not a black person.
Then you're blind.
That's
I'm
it.
asking
And
you
that's
guys.
why I said. And that's why I said to you.
Hold up.
I knew this was where he was
Listen,
coming.
listen.
That's that mindset.
You never knew the definition.
Hold on.
Yes.
No, that's
Hold
why.
up.
No, because that's a false definition. That's why I said the
Charles,
Webster
that's what it
dictionary.
is.
That's a false
That's what it
definition.
is.
And a
Bring it
black
back.
person cannot be racist.
That's what
Oh
happened.
man.
Charles.
Man, come on.
Let's bring it back. Hold up.
Let me
Hold
show
up.
him the
Come
power.
on,
Let me-
man.
Let me
Come
give him-
on.
let me
Hold up.
let me give him a
Come
example.
on.
No.
Come on.
Hold up, Charles. Calm down. Now let's bring it back. Because the thing is that we shouldn't get too passionate to the point
You got
to
emotion,
where.
too. So you got emotion.
Oh,
And the
hold
reason
up.
why,
Let me
and the
finish.
reason why I say that is
Charles.
because those who have endured, we pick it up.
We have endured
Okay,
that. We
no.
endured that for decades,
But the
bro.
thing
God
is,
damn.
for you to sit there and say that a black person can't be a racist, you're way out of your
No,
league.
I can't.
You're way
That's
out of your
his
league.
opinion.
That's my opinion.
He's
And that's
entitled
yours
to it.
too.
He's
That's
You can
entitled to
yours.
support,
it.
you
Now,
can support a racist,
now.
but you can't be a racist.
Fellas.
There's no power to be a racist.
Fellas. Now,
Now, the reason I'm saying that, what I wanted to say was this.
Oh, I've heard it all.
okay,
Man.
now we're getting ready to summarize this thing on up.
Okay.
Oh, why we gotta summarize? Let's let it roll.
No, because the thing
Because
is,
this is interesting, that perspective.
Yeah, it is.
The thing is,
Yes, it is.
it's obvious that we're gonna have to come back and do another show because it's very obvious. Okay.
See what Charles don't
But-
understand. What Charles
Hey,
don't understand.
to tell Charles what he needs to understand.
What Charles don't understand is in the 40s, they had a policy. They had a policy in the 40s that if you wanted bricklayers, carpenters, electricians got together and said, we want to build houses in the suburbs. And so they went, but we don't have the money. So they go to the federal government. Tell the federal government, this is our plan. We want to build these houses in the suburbs. And you know what the federal government told them? We'll fund you. But you cannot sell to black people. This is in the 40s. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Let him finish.
Now,
Let's be civil
this
here.
Is what
Okay?
I mean. This is what I mean by when I said it was institutionalized. Because when you do that, those families who were not able, even men who came back from the war, who had the GI Bill, could not buy a house in the suburbs. Now those houses would be able to be bought, but the key to it all is the equity that you can build with building in the houses back then. So when you had a child that wanted to go to college, you could send them to college. When you had a family emergency and you have a medical emergency, you can take equity out your house. But the black community didn't have that because the federal government said you can't sell these houses to black people. That's why we see now that before we came out here in the 70s, that's why we saw the majority of the suburbs were what? White. That's why this is not by accident. This is by design. So that's what I mean by the power of racism. That racism is power.
Kevin, I'm gonna totally disagree with you that you're wrong on that. A black person can be a racist. I'm sorry, but I believe you are wrong. Okay. And when you reference towards the 40s, that's when my dad came out of World War II, came home from the war, and purchased that house. Okay, then the next day, houses all around him had a for sale sign up. So when you say that couldn't happen, it did happen.
When y'all really think about it, y'all are pretty much saying the exact same damn thing. It's just that you saying it differently.
Oh no! Wait, hold on. The only thing is, I'm gonna have to sit there and say, we're not saying when he embarked on saying that a black person can't be racist, you're wrong.
Are we going to?
Racism based in power.
You are wrong.
Racism is based in power.
You are wrong.
Okay.
So when you have a black individual, okay, coming up to a person saying who's white or Caucasian, whatever the preference is, or European, whatever the preference of that person, because these days we go by preferences, okay, and says racial things to him, racial tones, and whoops that person's ass because of what color they are or because of what their forefather may have done, okay, and saying I'm whooping your such and such ass, that's not racist?
Now,
That's
see-
not
now, see-
racism?
Now, see, I'm gonna tell you what that is.
What is that? What is
That's
that?
prejudice. Because
Where you get this guy? Where you get this guy?
That's
Where you get this guy?
That's interesting.
You
I wanna hear this.
You're not.
He's playing semantics. He's playing semantics. That's semantics. Oh, it's bigotry too, right? It's just bigotry. It's not.
Prejudice. Because see, one thing about it is he can do that to that one person, but he can't do that to a community. He can't do that to a nation of people. I can get mad at one person as a black person
Okay.
and go whoop they behind.
Okay.
But I can only do that to one person. I can't do that to a whole society.
Hold on a second.
That's where the power of
No,
racism
hold
comes
on.
in at.
Do not begin to use it and as a general, as a whole, as
tell-
a
I'm
blanket.
telling you
No,
what it
you're
is.
saying no. You
I'm
said
telling you what
no
it is.
because
Nah.
you took it to a power of
telling
a
you what it
society.
is.
Now,
I'm
So
using your example. to
so
tell
hold
you
on.
what it
So
is.
this
That's
one
his
person.
opinion, though.
So but hold on. So
I'm
this
using
one.
your example to tell you what it is.
No, your example is my example. You're
Yeah.
distorting it because
No,
the bottom
I'm
line
not.
is
you said
get.
you said a black man came up and whooped one white person behind, called him all kind of racial slurs and all that. That's racism. That's called prejudice. When you have racism, you have the ability to change the direction of a person's life, a whole society.
Hold on. You don't think that beatdown's going to change
For
that
that
person's
one
life?
person.
Hold on. You
talking
said
about-
no. It's the people that
It's
circle
a
around that
society-
person too.
the society-
Okay, that person goes
But
off and burns somebody
but-
else's
but
house
group,
down.
A group of black
Come on.
people, a black person.
playing semantics.
A group of black people cannot change the way white people live. They can change that. They can whip that person
Whoa.
back. They can whip that.
Hold on. Did you hear what he just said?
They can
Where
whip
you
that-
get this
they
guy?
can whip that
Alright,
right-
He said what?
Hold up,
What
though.
did Martin Luther King do? What did Martin Luther King do? Excuse me. What did he do?
He changed.
No, but you just come on, man. This ain't
see,
come on.
he
I can't
changed
have a
the
discussion with this
He changed-
guy.
he changed-
Come on.
calm down.
Come on.
Now, listen. First of all, fellas.
He playing semantics.
First of
Come
all,
on.
I'm
first
telling you what
of
it is.
all,
He playing semantics.
first of all,
Did
We
Martin Luther-
have
did Martin Luther
pivoted.
King actually change it?
we have pivoted from this whole topic
changed it.
or whatever in regards to voting.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on.
Did he
Hey,
change?
hold on.
Did Martin Luther King change it?
You know why? Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. Okay. And I'm gonna say why because
Then why
because
we
hold on, let me finish.
why
No,
we
see
go down
why you keep
Oh,
cutting me
God.
off, Kevin?
This is
Okay.
it.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Charles.
So
Go
let me
ahead,
ask you.
Charles.
So
Go ahead,
that Civil Rights Act Bill of 1964. Okay. When he did his speech, a couple months later, that was lobbying, supporting that, and made it. Okay.
And they got
hold on.
voting rights. And they got voting rights- and they got voting rights
JFK.
act
Hold
on
on.
that, right?
And JFK.
Okay.
When he was assassinated, Lyndon B. Johnson used that assassination
They got the
to pull
voting
it
right-
off. But
they
guess
got the
what?
voting right
He
back.
was a part of it. So yes, he did make a change.
Okay, they did make okay. They got
Man,
and
where
they
you
got
get this
and
guy?
they got the voting
Hey.
rights and they got
Where,
the vote
where
and they
does
got
this guy come from?
you
Who is
trying-
this
you trying
guy?
to play the people.
Who-
You
play
trying to
the people.
yeah, you
Isn't
trying to
that
play
what
the-
you're doing?
But you know what? No, I'm talking to you.
Oh, I can't. No, that ain't talking.
Okay,
See,
listen.
talking, you gotta bring something to the
The
table.
Voting Rights Act came out of that Civil Rights Bill you talking about. So what happened recently?
Hold on. It
The
wasn't.
voting-
Hold on.
the
Hold on.
voting rights-
No. It wasn't just voting rights.
But it came out.
No,
I'm telling you
hold
what-
on.
you
But
know-
hold on. It wasn't. You
we know
keep-
it wasn't just that. But
Okay.
you said that the Civil Rights Bill in '64 came out. A part of that was the Voting Rights Act. What just happened to the Voting Rights Act? The Supreme Court just gutted it. Section 5 of that. So that now states don't have to be checked out to see if they're committing racism. And you know what? No, the Supreme Court. Hold on. You know the Chief Justice.
I'm not saying
Hold
that's-
on.
I'm not saying
Hold
that's
on.
wrong.
Hold
You
on,
know
hold
the
on,
you know the
hold on.
Chief Justice of the Supreme Court said. He said racism is no longer in America because we elected a black president.
Okay.
So where we at now?
Hold on. Did you hear what you just said?
Where we at now?
Understand this, Kevin. I'm not disputing that.
All right,
The thing I'm disputing to you is
Okay.
Martin Luther King did make a significant change. He made a
He
significant
did make
change.
a
Hold on.
change. He did.
Second of all,
He did.
we're gonna agree to disagree
Mm-hmm.
on the fact is a black person can be a racist.
No, it can't.
Okay. I'm just saying.
So let me just,
We can disagree. We can disagree on that.
Thank you.
Well, that's
There
what I'm
you
saying.
go.
That's all
There
I'm
you
saying.
go.
Yeah.
Now,
See?
to bring it back
Talk about
around
something
though,
else. Yes, go on.
Go ahead.
to bring it back around though, in regards to bringing up Martin Luther King, the 1964 Civil Rights Act, and everything like that, all the stuff that occurred back in the days that's leading up to where we are at
Where
presently
we at now?
have given us the right to be able to vote. We have great grandmothers, great aunties. We have ancestors that then fought and died for these privileges that we have today to be able to vote. I was trying to get across or trying to find out what you guys think that we can do. I mean, because it's obvious that you both are passionate about your beliefs, which is why I wanted you two here on the show for us to be able to talk. Does this matter?
Let Charles
Okay.
speak- let
Yeah.
Charles speak first.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
He's anxious to talk.
Yeah. Very anxious,
Oh,
right?
hey,
See that?
hey, you sucked all the oxygen out of the room. You ain't gonna let me talk. You thought I was gonna pass out. I mean, come
Good
on.
job. Good job.
So remember.
Okay, go ahead.
So remember this. November 3rd is the election. I want you to give me a summary, Charles, of what do you think we can do as a people, if it's anything that we can do as of today, to create change in regards to the psyche that we have in regards to voting. Whether because you have a young daughter, I have a couple of young daughters,
Couple.
and a couple of young sons and stuff like that too.
Couple.
Right. Well, you have a few. I have a few.
You
I have a
20.
Brady Bunch.
You have 20.
I'm like the Black Brady Bunch. 3 boys, 3 girls. Right. So I'm always in my kid's ear.
Go ahead.
Every last one of them grown. The last one is 18, so he just got out of high school. So all my grown children, I'm doing my due diligence by talking to them, reminding them to vote, telling their little friends to vote, telling them to tell other people to vote. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's right now, that's the only thing that I can do on that end outside of using this platform right here to put it out there. But I want to know, in regards to you, what do you think can be done? As far as with us men here today talking, what on your end, what do you think we can do to help increase instead of the decrease of voting?
This is where I'm using the people right
Go
here.
ahead.
Look, as a society as a whole, what we really need to do is, first of all, put the Republican side away. Look at the issues, look at the facts, do your historical records, find out. Whatever got you to bond with somebody, do it off of the premise of a belief and not a hatred belief. We're dealing with too much of this problem with our society today. May the situation perpetuate after the election, then we're really going to have a problem. What's ever bringing everybody together on a positive aspect, hold to your heart. Hold it, okay? And then continue on with it. If you can't do that, then you really weren't for a cause. You just wanted to belong to something, okay? If you're encouraged or inclined to vote for a certain candidate, whoever it is, then go ahead and do it. But make sure you're making the right choice. We will never know until after the election, and whoever gets in office, their actions shall follow. But please, take it from somebody who's been on this earth for 53 years.
Old ass.
Okay? Yeah, old ass. Yeah.
ahead.
I could be your daddy. But anyway, so growing up in a society watching both sides go at it, it's not cool. It's very unpleasant. That's all I got to say.
Okay, and like the unpleasantness you saw here. So Kevin, could you
Taking
give
your
us
jabs.
your
Let's see if you can jab at
version
Kevin
of-
afterwards. Let's
of
see. Go
what
ahead.
you think we can do as well?
Okay, what I would say to you as a voter, if you're satisfied with what's been going on in this country, the division, the vitriol, the hatred that's being spewed out, I'm gonna tell you to vote for the person that's in office right now. But I will say this to you as a God-fearing man. There are 6 things God hates, and 7 is an abomination. 2 of them deal with lying. Now, one thing I detest more than anybody is somebody who lies to me and continues to lie to me. So if you're satisfied with being lied to on a daily basis about just about everything that's going on, then you vote for who's in office. But if you want some change, you want to get you back to some semblance of normalcy, then I'm saying let's vote for change, because we don't need division like we saw here with me and Charles tonight, because this is what it's come to. It's called discord between brethren. That's the 7th thing that God said is an abomination to Him. That when discord is sown between brothers, you know why that discord has come between me and him? Because of one man, and his name is Donald Trump.
I have no discord to him.
There you go. There you go.
I have no discord to him.
Okay.
I have no discord towards him.
Discord means division.
No, I understand.
We have separation.
I understand. I respect your opinion.
I get it.
Okay.
When he say discord, he talking about the division. He mean that we have a difference of opinion.
We're
Okay.
gonna-
And that's there because of this person.
well,
Now-
we're always going to have that as human beings. Go ahead, man.
And
Hold on.
as
Why didn't you take a
guys
jab
see,
at him in the end? You took one at me indirectly, but you don't do that to him.
Charles being
Set up.
sensitive right now, right?
Set
That's
up.
all.
Okay, go ahead.
Charles is a victim. He want to be a victim.
Yeah, you want to be a victim.
I am a victim. What are you talking about? Come on. Woo! Oh man.
You know, I just want to say that this is the first of many, as me and Charles came up with bar talk, table talk. Okay, couple of men. We as men, we should be able to come together and to be able to talk about the issues, the concern, the plight of our community, of our kids, of our life. This is something we can do. What I love about being a man is that when we do disagree, we don't hold grudges. We just move on from it. You see what I'm saying? Just like you saw them dab it up, whatever. That's what sensible, grown, intelligent men can do. We can disagree. We can agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. All right? But we need to also agree on what we can do as men to help better our communities. I like Kev's approach. Always have like C approach. He's the type of fella that do not mind getting in people's face and talking to them and let them know what's up. So I got much respect for him upon that. I feel that November the 3rd is a very important day. Okay, we all need to get on out and vote. Whether you did like Kev did, already went and stood in line and vote, or put it in the mailbox, did the ballot. If you trust the Postal Service, then do that.
County Clerk's Office.
There you go. Another option. Southfield even have ballot boxes out there now where you can just go and drop your stuff in the box.
No, they've been burning the boxes.
And so I'm just saying those are options. But me, myself, on November the 3rd, I will be up in the morning, standing in line, voting. I'm old school, and that's what I'm going to do. So what I like to say is I want to thank you guys for being here. We will be back again, because this right here has been very, very delightful to my ears. Okay? So, again, this is your boy Uncle Will. Before we sign off, I would love for Kev to just give you guys a breakdown about himself, about where you can, where they can find you at far as your social media
platform.
platform.
On Facebook at Kevin Strong Ministries, Twitter at Kevin Strong, Kevin D. Strong. Those are two platforms I'm on right now, so you can find me there.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, tonight we'll be doing some ministry tonight at 8 o'clock.
There you go. And see to the right, do you care to put out your...
no, go ahead. You already know it. Put it out there for me.
No, I really don't know it. So, but...
he stalks me on Facebook, but yet he don't know me, okay? That's what's kind of... This is what I'm talking about, okay?
Charles the Right. You can find him on Facebook.
Instagram.
His Instagram.
And also on Twitter.
And on Twitter.
Yep.
Myself, you can find me on That's My Word in Instagram, as well as That's My Word on Facebook. Willie Johnson Facebook and all that good stuff. Please subscribe to the show, share it, let your family and friends know about the show, and also catch up on previous episode of That's My Word. Again, we will be relaunching 2021, the top of the year, so be looking out for it. God bless you all.
One last thing, if you want, leave a comment. We'll say something back to you.
Oh, we'll definitely get back with you.
Unless you're scared.
Especially if you say something bad.
Exactly.
I'm going to say something to you. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm going to say something to you. Be blessed. Word. Good show, fellas.
Hey,
that was a darn good show.
Oh, I knew this was a setup. I knew this was a setup.
You always saying you get set up.
Now,